Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Q&A session, right? Because we do have a lot of questions that are coming up right now. And so we are going to be talking about a player named Jota. Then we're also going to be speaking about whether statistically, right, what does Ansu Fati need to do in order for him to have continuity at FC Barcelona? We're also going to be talking about the brand new re-innovated Spotify Camp Nou. When is that going to be coming up? We all thought, right, that the Camp Nou was going to be finished back on December 2024, but it's just not going to happen. And then we're also going to be speaking about Barca Athletic and really focus on a player like Tony Fernandez. So it's going to be a very interesting one. I hope you guys do enjoy this. And so let's get straight to it. Starting from some guy named Pedrito, right? He has asked, "Hey Kevin, random question. For the left wing position, have you looked into Jota, who is a Portuguese left winger for Celtic? Not sure if he's on the market or what's his release clause as of now. As far as I've seen, it's 10 to 15 million euros, but he can play both left wing and right wing. I personally think he can ball and he's fast. If you have heard of him or seen him play, do you think he's Barcelona material?" So great question, Pedrito. And once again, thank you for the question. So yeah, there is this player called Jota. Jota is a 25-year-old left winger that is represented by Foot, which is an agency owned by Jorge Mendes, an agent that we have close connections with. So it makes sense for us to ask whether Jota would be a player that maybe could come to Barcelona. Now, here's the thing. I was doing some research on this player, and he just signed with Celtic back on January 27th, 2025. So like literally 4 to 5 days ago, or like I would just say about a week and a half ago. And he has a contract with Celtic until June 30th, 2030. So there's a couple of things here, right? Is like, okay, if Barcelona tried to sign this player, he literally just signed for Celtic about like a week and a half ago. So like, and we're talking about trying to get him 5 months into his brand new club. So it doesn't make any sense. Point number 2 is that he has been at Celtic before. But the thing is that, like, bro, like this dude went to 2 different clubs before coming back to Celtic. He went to Al Ittihad. I don't know if I'm saying that correct or wrong, but a team in Saudi Arabia. And then he went to Rennes on the 2024-2025 season. So he was at Celtic back in the 2022-2023 season. Then in the 2023-2024 season, he went to Saudi Arabia for 1 full season. And then he went to Rennes in the summer of 2024. Only spent about 6 months there. It did not go well. It did not go well whatsoever. Then went back to Celtic like a week and a half ago. So when he left Celtic in 2023, in the summer of 2023, a lot of people question why would he go to Saudi Arabia, because he, like before he left, bro, like in the 2022-2023 season, he played 45 matches, scored 15 goals, provided 12 assists. Before that, 2021-2022 season, 40 matches, 13 goals and 13 assists. These are really good numbers for a left winger. And at that time, he was like, what, 22 or 23 years old, maybe even younger. And for him to go to Saudi Arabia, everybody was questioning, like, why the hell would he go over there? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And so he went over there, played 29 matches, and only scored 5 goals. And then he went to Rennes in the 2024-2025 season, so like 7 months ago, only spent 6 months there, played 10 matches, and scored 1 goal and provided 1 assist. Then he went back to Celtic, right? So it's kind of like everybody questioned, why would he leave in the first place? He just went back to where you left, you know what I'm saying? And you were all good at Celtic before, so I don't know why he went to Saudi and then went to the French league. It did not make any sense. And so it's very confusing. And right now he has played so far 3 matches with Celtic, and he has scored already 1 goal and 1 assist. Already kind of like replicating the numbers that he was having with Celtic 3 years ago. So he kind of wasted like 3 years of his career. So I don't see why a player like him would want to leave Celtic again, you know what I'm saying, and go to a team like FC Barcelona. And this is also showing me that he can only replicate these numbers when he's at Celtic. So to me, I just don't think that he is Barcelona material, to be honest. Maybe you are a big fan of him, bro, but like honestly, I just don't see this guy like really rising up to become somebody special. He literally like just left. He destroyed his own like market value, went back to 10 million after he was worth like around 35 million at one point. And he just wasted like 2 years of his career for what? So I would say no. I would say this is not a player that I would sign personally. I don't think he's Barcelona material whatsoever. So yeah, no, I'll pass on the player. Moving on towards the next question coming from Alan Media, and he said, hypothetically, what would it take for Fati to do statistically in order to have continuity uh, in FC Barcelona? Okay, great question. This is the exact same guy that asked uh, some other question about Ansu Fati, and I'm like, no, bro, like there's nothing that he can do to revive his career at Barcelona. But I'm gonna be answering this question more serious. What does Ansu Fati have to do numbers wise in terms of goals and assists for him to have continuity under Hansi Flick's Barcelona? Okay, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I do think that with 4 months left in this season, he needs to have 10 goal contributions. 10 goal contributions. I don't care if that's 10 assists and 0 goals, or 10 goals and 0 assists, or 5 goals and 5 assists. I don't care. But you must have 10 goal contributions before these 4 months do end in this season. You must. We'll see if Ansu Fati gets some playing time against Sevilla in a couple of hours. We'll see. I hope he does. I do think that he needs some minutes. I hope that Hansi Flick gives him 15 minutes at the end of every match, depending on how it goes, right? Assuming that we're winning 3-0, 4-0, then put Ansu Fati in the last 15 to 20 minutes and have him score a couple of goals. But I want to see Ansu Fati get 10 goal contributions. Now, like, here's the thing, right? Outside of the goal contributions, I kind of just want to see him gain momentum and rhythm with the team. I want to see him just at the very least build up play with the attack. There's a soft spot in me that would just say, bro, you don't need to like put all this pressure on yourself and score goals and provide assists. Just be at the same flow of the players and just try to create 1-2s with Gavi, 1-2s with Bedri. Try to just generate more chances for your team overall. You don't necessarily have to put numbers on the score sheet. But I know that Hansi Flick is going to be demanding much more from Ansu. He wants him to score, and that is why I do say 10 goal contributions, and he'll have continuity. And the reason why I don't think I'm crazy asking for this, and why I'm assuming this is what Hansi Flick wants, is because, bro, Fermin Lopez, who is not a left winger, who is not a goal scorer like Ansu Fati, last year between January 2024 up until May 2024, he had 9 goals. He scored 9 goals between those months. And he's not even an attacker like Ansu. Fermin Lopez was on fire at that time, and that's the reason why he had continuity through the summer of 2024, and Hansi Flick gave him the green light, and now we see Fermin Lopez just bossing the attack every time we do see him play today. So he had 9 goal contributions between January 2024 up until May 2024. That is why I say Ansu Fati, who is a goal scorer, right? A player who has played as a number 9 before, who can also play on the left wing in a very great way, should be able to get 10 goal contributions. It is not something that I am trying to overextend on this player. I'm not trying to say get 30 goal contributions before the summer of 2025. I'm not saying that, right? 10 goal contributions is realistic enough for a player like Ansu, and especially for a team like Barcelona, who creates so many chances every game. This is a goal scoring machine team. So Ansu Fati should have at the very least 10 goal contributions for him to have continuity. If not, you better bet that Ansu Fati will leave in the summer of 2025, and most likely it's going to be around like 10 to 50 million euros fee, which is going to be sad because he could have been sold for like 60 or like 75 million. So I hope Ansu does well, because I know that Ansu also wants it. That is why he denied so many offers from other clubs back in January. There's a reason why he did not want to leave, and let's see what he does. Right, I'm very excited to see what Ansu Fati has to say on the pitch. Now let's move on towards another comment coming from Jam_Jam IM. This is coming from a super thanks, so thank you, bro. Thank you for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. So I'm going to be answering your question. And also, guys, if you guys really want to have like an increased chance on having your question answered, a super thanks is a very easy way to have your questions answered. So he has asked, when will Barcelona return to the Camp Nou? I hope it's before the match against Atletico Madrid. Okay, so there is no chance that Barcelona have the Camp Nou ready before the match against Atletico Madrid. I know why you want to have it before before the match against Atletico because it's important for us to win it. I get it, and I also want to see that happen too. But according to like a lot of the sources that has been coming out in the past 8 to 9 days, there is nothing that indicates that Barcelona will have the job done before the match against Atletico Madrid, so it's not going to happen. But here's the thing: we do have like some really big updates on when exactly we could see the Camp Nou being open, and it is possibly before the season does end, just not in time for the match against Atletico Madrid. So it says here, according to Mundo, that the Clásico will be played at the Spotify Camp Nou. Barcelona will return to the stadium in May. And we have Benayad also saying, Barcelona confirms that work over the new Spotify Camp Nou is progressing, and they're prepared. They have prepared the next steps to install the new pitch. And so if you guys go look at the images, you guys can see that Barcelona already have the majority of the seats already installed. They just have to put the field and put the roof, and that's basically it. So it's good news. Now, here's the thing. Barcelona have already received assurance from the construction company that the stadium is going to be available for the first team at the end of the season. And the plan right now is that Joan Laporta wants to have the final 2 La Liga games at home to be played at the Spotify Camp Nou, meaning that those matches are going to be against Real Madrid and Villarreal. Very important, because if the title race is going to be this tight, because like for example, if Barcelona defeats Sevilla, there's going to be a 1 to 2 point difference between first and second place and third place. If we beat Sevilla and we see Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid winning their games, Barcelona's also winning their games, and everything just seems super tight, that match against Real Madrid that is going to be taking place on May 11th, which is going to be in the last 4 games of La Liga, is going to be so intense, bro. So intense. It's going to be a must win. Like I'm thinking that by the time we get into May 11th, there's probably going to be like a 1 to 2 point difference between Barcelona and Real Madrid. That game is going to be definitive, because basically whoever wins that game wins the league. So would it be great for us to have the Spotify Camp Nou open at that time in front of 100,000 people, even more, through the month of May? It would be amazing to see. We need that type of support. It would greatly reduce. It would greatly increase our chances of winning against Real Madrid at that time. So we need that. We for sure need that. And that is why Joan Laporta wants it. He wants it. Barcelona have also received the green light for the Estadi Olympic Stadium to be played until May 30th. So all the way until the end of the season, everything's okay on that part, just in case like the worst case scenario happens and the Camp Nou cannot be finished. But if the Spotify Camp Nou does get finished, the priority is to have it open before the season does end, and they want to use it for the month of May. And that month of May is going to consist of games against Real Madrid, like what we talked about. Barcelona will be at home, and then Espanyol versus Barcelona. Barcelona will be away. The next game is going to be against Barcelona and Villarreal. And Barcelona will be home, and then the very last one on May 25th, Barcelona will be playing away against Athletic Club. Crazy, very, very crazy. And let's keep in mind that we're also going to be having Copa del Rey finals in there, maybe Champions League semifinal matches. Hopefully, I cross my fingers. And so yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Now moving on towards the last question, coming from Hamza Abdi. He has asked, Barca Athletic have been struggling a lot. In fact, they have only won 3 games out of their last 20, with all the players either being promoted or sold. Would you want Barca to also focus on bringing in more players to the academy and not just the first team? Okay, so I want to firstly talk about what has been going on recently with Barca Athletic. Barcelona have just confirmed that they have officially moved Tony Fernandez to Barca Athletic officially. He's fully promoted, not going back to some other Juvenal team or whatever. Tony Fernandez is officially a Barca Athletic player, full-time, promoted by Albert Sanchez. So it's great to see. He has the number 16 shirt, and now he will be joining Gulli Fernandez in the reserve side. Amazing. I love that. I think that Tony Fernandez really deserves it, because even when he was at the first team and he was playing during the preseason, Tony Fernandez was amazing. There's been a couple of minutes here and there where we saw him through the league. Again, Tony Fernandez was awesome. Awesome player. I really do think that this is going to be the guy to give the competition to Lamine Yamal on the right wing position. It's a well-deserved promotion. He does have a big future ahead, and dude, I am so excited. And also, in the most recent game that Barca Athletic played, Tony Fernandez scored. So, once again, I love everything about this. Now, Barca Athletic overall through this season have not been at their very best. Like you have stated, bro, 3 wins out of the last 20, and the winless streak does continue with Barca Athletic. In the past 6 games, they have not won whatsoever, not once. In the most recent match, Barca Athletic just tied 2-2. Barca Athletic also lost Unai Hernandez. Unai Hernandez went to Saudi Arabia, but they also brought in a striker named Alan Godoy. So we're bringing in new players. We're also developing a lot of great players. Do I think that Barcelona need to focus on bringing in more players to the academy and not just the first team? I would say nothing should be fixed. Nothing should be changed either, because I know that Barca Athletic are struggling, but that's mainly because we have a brand new coach named Albert Sanchez. We used to have Rafa Marquez. And I just think that right now we're in a moment where the players need to adapt to whatever Albert Sanchez is trying to teach and nothing more. I don't want to see Barcelona trying to bring in new players to strengthen the academy. I'm okay with that and the reason why I'm okay with it is because currently the way that Barca Athletic has been improving the first team is 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10, bro. Because we have brought in Lamine Yamal, Kubarsi, Hector Fort, Gavi, who came in like 2.5 years ago. We have a lot of players coming through the ranks, and I don't want anything to change. Like we also have Cochin, who's also coming from Barca Athletic, Casado, Marc Bernal. There's so many players coming from Barca Athletic to the first team. I don't really want to fix anything from the Barca Athletic side. You have to understand that, like, what is show that we care more about Barca Athletic results by bringing in new players every season? Yes, of course, but Barca Athletic's main priority is not to always win. Yes, it's nice to always win, but their main priority is to develop great players to strengthen the first team. That has always been the message. That has always been the idea. And currently, whatever formula Deco has built and Hansi Flick has built, I don't want that to change whatsoever. So if we have to continue to tie and lose and see these poor results, then so be it, because the first team has really been benefiting off of whatever Barca Athletic have been producing. So I love it. I love everything about it. And I do think that going into the next season with Albert Sanchez, we will be okay. It just takes some time for any new coach to implement their ideas. And just remember, after all of these ties and losses that Barca Athletic are going through, at the end of the day, when we go into the summer, most likely we're going to be seeing the incorporation of Gulli Fernandez and Tony Fernandez into the first team, most likely. And are we all going to care by that point about what happened to Barca Athletic and this and that and whatever? I mean, like, yes, they are in relegation zone, but like the first team is improving. Academy players are coming through. We are producing more players than ever before, and that's something that we did not have before back in 2014, 15, 16, 17 under the Bartomeu era. It was a disgrace, right? Everybody was hurt and mad and pissed off that Barca Athletic were not getting no chances, and all we did was buy players, and nothing ever worked. It was a broken system. But now, the fact that we're producing players, the first team is improving because of the academy. This is not a broken system. It's not. Even though, yes, of course, the results do suck, it's not a broken system. So I will change nothing. And I'm very enthusiastic to see what Tony Fernandez and Gulli Fernandez, right? The Fernandez brothers or cousins. I'm very excited to see what they're going to be bringing to the first team next season. That is it, right? That is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.